Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Cheers, here's to Wednesday. It is Wise Women's Wednesday. Come on down. It's time to get busy. I know we've got some people in the house. Had a lot of stuff going on today. A lot of stuff going on this whole week. Everybody is getting into the swing of things for the first week of 2021. I'm so excited. And there's my girl Amber. She's showing up. You guys are showing up. Thank you so much. Listen, I've had some people ask me about how do you do that L-glutamine thing again? I'm going to show you right now at the top of the show simply to get it out of the way. And I also knocked my L-glutamine over and made a huge mess. Hi, Marianne. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you. So here you go, Vanessa. Here it is. You know all about this. This is L-glutamine. There's my girl, Doris. I hope you're using this on the regular. L-glutamine is an amino acid. I'm going to show you how to use it and get it done and out of the way. Good? You ready? First of all, you put it in a dish, just L-glutamine. You put it on your finger, teeth, tongue, gums. It really doesn't taste like anything. This is it. It's in our store. I'm telling you about this because I've had a few questions saying, I don't quite get it. It just cuts off the pleasure center in your brain. That's all. And stops the craving. It is medically, scientifically proven, and it helps to heal your gut. So if you want to know about L-glutamine, you get to see it. You get to see it. Hi, Mary Ann. Hi, Heather. Good to see you. Cheers. Here is to Pinkies Up, another fabulous Wise Women's Wednesday. There's my girl Susan. I see you. Good to see you. And Suzanne, thank you so much for popping by. Our quote of the week is just absolutely one of my favorites, and we found this, this is from Neil Maxwell. It's also on our girl Sarah's board. She did it on her Vibrant Vision board. Check this out. Don't give up what you want most for what you want now. That's talking about our two pains that we've talked about. Haven't we talked about that a few times? Maybe once or 19 times? Yeah. You know, when we have to make a determination between which two pains we want. We either want the long, dreadful, long-lasting pain of regret for constantly putting off our lives, or we want the pain, momentary, of just saying that's enough of that. I'm just going to do it anyway and get on with it. And then we get the big congratulations at the end, and we get to live our lives the way we want to. Well, today we're going to be talking about living our legacy right now today. In 2018, I wrote an email and just said, you know, I feel like I'm being called to something else. Not that I will ever hate my dinner answers program or menu planning program or anything, but I just feel like God's tapping me on the shoulder and saying it's time for something more. I've been experiencing more in my life. I've been working on certain things more in my life. Well, the result of that is what you're seeing today, and it's where you are today. It's what created and helped to make the Hot Melt Sprint be the thing that it is. It's helped to move the needle, not just in my life, but in yours too. Because you know what's fun? We get to gather people together and be that, what is the Rolling Stone gathers no moss? Yeah, so I don't know what that means exactly, but you know, hey, I've heard it before, so I'm putting it out there. Why not? In other words, we get to do this together. And I'll tell you, community is one of the biggest factors that creates the vibrancy that we want in our lives. 100%, all day long. So keep that in mind that, you know, you have a choice absolutely every single day. You have a decision to make every single day about what it is that you want and what pain you're willing to endure. And you get this when you decide, you know, you're not going to just go for most, you're going to go for best. That's a good word right there. Our multivitamin is supplement of the week. This is how you stock up and save. Essentially, if you put 4 in your cart, you're going to get charged for 3, and we're going to send it to you with free shipping. To find our supplement of the week, super easy. Go to savingdinner.com/show, and it's all there. Promise. Promise. We're praying for Amber. Oh, okay, we're going to pray for Amber. Gee, I'm missing the things. You guys, your comments are flying, so I can't keep up with them. But good to see everyone. Martha, there you go. And praying for you, Amber, whatever it is, you know, I'll find it later. But here we are, you know, here we all are together. Again, isn't it fantastic? We do this every day at 1 p.m. Eastern. You can set up reminders on your phone or on your desktop or whatever it is that you're using to get the show on the daily basis, because we are here every single day, Monday through Saturday. We take Saturdays off. You know, we need a little time off to refresh and to clean things up a little bit. I want to share a little tippy poo that I have for you, because a lot of you are using our Wise Women's skincare, which is just phenomenal. And lately I've been going, gosh, this just isn't enough. So I doubled down on my deep moisture serum and doing 4 drops instead. And plus the 1 squeeze of each one of these, the eye, neck, and lip cream, as well as the deep moisture cream. But it was double downing on this fabulous serum, which has like just all kinds of goodies in there. Really super helped with getting the hydration levels back up. You know, we hydrate from the inside and we also hydrate from the outside. And this is just something that you need to do. So if you've got my skincare, then you know how wonderful it is and how beautiful it is. No weird smells, no weird anything. You can find it at savingdinner.com/skin. Plus, it's a tremendous value. This is a big deal. I have a few vibrant body detoxes left. We start on Monday. Today would be, I would recommend you do it. Get it now. Go to savingdinner.com/restore. You can watch the whole webinar, which explains all the things. Don't you want to know the whys on everything? I sure as heck do. And this is what this is going to help you out. So check it out, savingdinner.com/restore, and you'll get all the details on that. All right, and I just had to share the skin thing. You know, it's like, you know, if you're using skincare and you notice that you're not getting enough hydration, first of all, double check how much water are you drinking a day? How much you know, electrolytes do you have going? I've got my hot melt mix going here, always. That's how I break my fast, you know. That, and having also fiber in the equation, absolutely critical, because our bodies work more than just with kidneys, you know. Your whole body needs hydration. This is how we do it. We do it with our fiber. It gets into the gut and gets down into your colon and all the other places where you need it. And it also penetrates the cells. That's what electrolytes do. It's not just athletes that need electrolytes. We all do. It makes you feel better. Have you noticed that? How much better you feel? So I've got all the things here, and the last thing I wanted to show you was our quote deck. How many people here have our quote deck? They are phenomenal. The quote decks give you something to make you say, aha. No one ever drowned in sweat, from Lou Holt. Here we go. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you decide not to be reduced by them, Maya Angelou, etc. And what you do is you take your little quote of the day, because I'm a big believer in setting up your environment, and use your little wooden easel that come with it and put it on your desk. And when you look at that, you're inspiring yourself and you're literally changing your mind. That's what we do. When we understand how powerful words are, when we understand how powerful images are, we're going to have quotes and our vibrant vision board in front of us, and we're going to be working through every single day, getting our lives just tuned up just a tiny bit. Because all of that makes all the difference in the world, doesn't it? Have you noticed how it just changes the way you think about things? That's because it's in your peripheral, you know? You don't just make goals and then put them in a book and then put them on your shelf. You live them. You live them. And that's why we're going to talk today about our legacy. Oh, and by the way, tomorrow night, who's coming to the webinar tomorrow night? Everybody's asking me, what's next? What's next? What's next? Well, what's next after this sprint? And by the way, are you doing great on it? I love this sprint. It's so good, and it's so working Doesn't it just work so well? Removes the inflammation. It helps you get into fat burning mode, stop the sugar burn, get off the sugar, get off the carbs, and to start feeling good in your own skin again. Well, if you want to know what's next, tomorrow is savingdinner.com/burn for the Sprint Plus webinar. I'm going to give you the lowdown of how to keep this good stuff going. You're going to want to be there for it. And even if you can't come at the time, at least go get your seat so you can watch it at any time. All my girls are going to be there. I see Lucy and Vanessa and Sarah all going to be there. You're going to want to be there with them too. You know, and it's not like they haven't heard this before. They've heard it again, but there's always actionable stuff. Take notes. You know, we're all about that. It just helps us to understand what to do next. I need that. You do too. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got going today, because honestly, I want to talk about this whole idea, and I kind of alluded to it, of living our legacy. Not leaving a legacy as much as living it today, so that it becomes a part of our story. It becomes a part of who we are. And that when people, you know, talk about us, they're talking about, can you believe she's so great? This is what she does. She's helped me. She's made me see things. She's been, you know, she's been a guiding light in this time of darkness. Because we all have the ability to be that. Have you noticed that? We do. Have you ever had somebody come up to you and say, you know, you said something 18 years ago, or 5 years ago, or 10 minutes ago, it meant something to me. I mean, we should never ever hesitate to be that one to bring a little light and a little sparkle into somebody else's life. When we live from that vantage point, when we live from that place, not only are we giving it out, gosh, we're getting it back. Have you noticed that? We get it back big time when that is the whole way that we do our lives. You know, we stop with the cynical and we put on the joyful. Cynicism, it just destroys everything. Cynicism leads to a life of complaining. Nothing's ever good enough. Can't do it. It's too hard. I live on the struggle bus. The world is against me. You know, all of this garbage. And it's just trash talk in our heads. It's got to go. It's got to go. You want to trash talk something? Trash talk your old habits. Trash talk this old idea that you had about yourself and just say, that's enough. I'm done. Instead, we're going to work into this place of understanding what legacy is and how to live it today. Because leaving a legacy, you know, have you ever watched the show Breaking Bad? We're kind of watching it right now. I've never watched it. Kind of just was like, you know, what's next? It's disturbing. It's disturbing. This man is willing to give up his dignity, his integrity, his everything in order to leave a sum of money for his family because he's got terminal cancer. And the things that he does, the lies that he creates, the world that he is living in, simply because he wants to leave a legacy of money rather than leaving a legacy of dignity and live it daily. That's the most important thing to him. I mean, obviously he's got everything skewed up, but I'm sure you've seen it or have heard about it or whatever, but it really is disturbing. You know, I like things, when I watch something on television, I like entertainment, light things, happy things, because those are the things that I want to embody in my life. I don't want to have this stress of all this. So I'm not sure that I'm really going to continue in it, but it nudged me and made me say, you know, look at, this is this guy's legacy and how sad and pathetic and horrible of a person he is. And at the core, I don't believe he is. I think he's skewed in his thinking. And don't we all get skewed in our thinking? You know, it's because at the core, we want to live our best lives. We want to give the best that we can to our families, to our friends, to everyone who's around us. But, you know, we think too much about what we're leaving behind and not what we're doing today in the moment. And that's what I want to talk about today. We had in our family, we had our Aunt Sophie, which she was a riot. She was a complete caricature of herself, you know. Aunt Sophie would, you know, she was an older woman. I mean, if she was alive today, she would probably be close to 100. So she had seen some things and she had been through some rough patches, and the daughter of immigrant Russian parents and lots of prejudice, and she was a bigot. She was terrible. She would say things that I would just be like, oh my gosh, I can't even believe you said that. But Aunt Sophie had, I will give you my best Aunt Sophie imitation, but I'd say, so, you know, because I knew she had money stashed everywhere, and she had it stashed all over her house. When she passed, everybody had to, you know, they were pulling out stuff, and here's some more money, and it was stashed everywhere. Her legacy and her most important thing that she looked at was, you know, how much money she was going to leave, and what she was going to wear in her coffin, her shroud. I mean, she talked about it all the time, how she wanted to be laid out. And this was all that was going on. In the meantime, you know, she had an acid, wicked tongue. She put down everyone. She just, everything was just awful. But she was worried about leaving this legacy, simply not about living it. And Aunt Sophie, I said to her one time, I said, you know, Aunt Sophie, why don't you travel? You know, why don't you go and see things? Because I knew she had, you know, she had some cash stash. And she said, for what? To see scenery? I've seen scenery. Which became like a big family joke after a while. Just, you know, Aunt Sophie's seen the scenery. She doesn't want to see scenery anymore. Instead, she just wanted to live her miserable little life. And we can choose miserable. You know, and a lot of times we choose miserable a lot. We make a decision for miserable. We say, that's the way we're going to go because nothing's right. You know, everything in our world is wrong. Let's pick out our shrouds. You know, let's start thinking about, you know, doomsday and horrible things. And the only thing that's important is how much money we're going to leave. And that's just simply not true. Legacy is determined and defined as an inheritance, sure, but also a desire to pass down something that's useful, to carry on, to leave behind a story, leave behind something that is of value. And really, are we going to be these women who say that the only thing of value is money? The only thing of value is what you're going to wear in your coffin? Is really that it? Or do we understand that when we live our legacy, not just leave one behind, but when we live our legacy, what we're doing is touching people's lives. We become purposeful. We become the women that we want to be. And we see the vibrancy in the way that we live our lives, the way that we carry on. Not just leaving it all behind, but actually living it on a day-to-day basis. So how do we do this? How do we live our legacy instead of just leaving one, instead of worrying about what our shroud is going to be about? Well, first things first, we do intentional everything. That's what we do. We intentionally choose our words. We intentionally choose our actions. We intentionally choose the food that we're going to fuel our lives with. We're going to move, how we're going to move, how we're going to hydrate. All of this is going to go into the intentional living that we want to have. Intentional living creates legacy. That's number one. Number two, I say use a journal. We need something to center ourselves. Our journal kind of captures where we are. Our journal helps us to see different things. And if you look back on your journal, you'll see things that help you to say, aha, there you go. That word keeps coming up. And it'll show you the path that you need to go. Meditate on daily. Pray daily. Bring in the things that you want. Start counting the gratitudes in your life. We use our journals. We have Take Back Your Life journal that'll show you how to not just do goals, but to live goals, to plan for goals in your life on the daily, so that you're not just, you know, putting them aside, you're actually living it. And the thing that happens with that is you get the gratitude that creates the appreciation for your life right now today. Because you're going to find something. If you look hard enough, you will find it. We're always seeking evidence for the things that we want to support in our lives. Gratitude is one of those things. And to live a life of unappreciation is to live a life that's hard and cold and meaningless and has no stuff in it. I want a good, abundant, joyful life. I get that by centering myself with gratitude. Number four is this is what is going to give your purpose the light that you need. Because we are all here on purpose to serve others on purpose. That's our purpose, right? How does that show up in your life? Well, I believe if we start with understanding that we're living our legacy, not leaving one, that we are to be gratitude filled, to be purposeful and intentional in all the things that we do, then that is going to come sliding into our life as if it's a miracle, because we are creating the life that it will absolutely. Got that? The other number 5 is it creates a gift of present. It creates a gift of presence in your life for yourself and for others all around you. Remember, we have a ripple effect. Our words have meaning. Our actions have meaning. And that we're planting little seeds as we say the things that we say to our children. Are we always telling them no? Are we always saying that you're not good enough? What are we doing? How are we doing it? How are we saying and building up and creating lives for our families as well? Lives and love and a legacy of love to our spouses, to our children, to the people around us, in our communities. When we lift others up, we get lifted up ourselves. That's the continuum that we want to be on, not the other stuff. Because legacy, at the end of the day, is the story you're creating for yourself right now. And if you are intentional about it, and if it's present and you're not just reacting to everything, you're instead proactive, you're instead looking for a loving way to say something that might be difficult, you're looking for a way that you can build others up, you're looking for a way to show up and be present in your life with all of those people, all of your folks, guess what? You're going to be accomplishing so much more than most people are in their lives. 95% of us, according to Bruce Lipton, who wrote The Biology of Belief, says that most of us live on just in our subconscious, just going through the motions. Do you want to be living a life that's just going through the motions? Or do you want to be present? Do you want to be active? Living your legacy now. This is a big thing that you can pass to your family, that you can pass to your world, in your work, in everything that you do. Because you're here for a reason, on purpose. And all of this is going to steer you to doing exactly what it is that you should be doing, and that you can be doing, and that you want to be doing, so that your life has actual meaning in your life and everyone else's as well. It's that simple. We have the opportunity to do this, but it means that we need to live our legacy now, not just leave one. That's all I have for you today. It's just that much is enough. So be a wise woman, would you? And show up tomorrow night. Come on in. It's free, savingdinner.com/burn. And you're going to find out what's next. Because what's next is everything. This is how we carry on this legacy of living our best lives now, by fueling ourselves properly and in a way that our bodies say thank you. You got that? I'll see you tomorrow night. Peace be with you.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.